Josh, it's Sunday and we got some great games ahead.
Yeah, we got the G-Men, hopefully don't play like a dirty sock. And we also have the Philadelphia Eagles. How about that? Our two teams in the big games this week. Usually Martin and I sit here and say, you know, I've been waiting all day for Sunday night in Fayetteville. Those sweet, sweet legs and boots. But not when the Eagles are playing.
Nevertheless, Josh, you have to say that this is an intriguing matchup. Michael Vick returns to Atlanta, and a hot Eagles team goes up against the Falcons team that didn't do so well.
Falcons definitely didn't go off to a good start. Matty Ryan, in a bad game, still threw for over 300 yards. Michael, the Burner Turner, still 100 rushing yards, 10 carries. But I'll tell you what, the Falcons are going to come into this game hungry. They don't lose at home all that often. I will say this though, when the Falcons do lose, they always come back ready to play. And if there's one elite home team in this league, it's the Atlanta Falcons.
That's true, Josh, but I think Michael Vick is going to be wanting to display a good homecoming matchup here, back in Atlanta. Last time he was back in Atlanta, he went all out. I think the Eagles are going to have him go all out again.
But if you want to look at it from Matt Ryan's side as well, he's got something to prove. He was Michael Vick's successor. He sees all the success Michael Vick's having in Philadelphia. He wants to top that and prove why he is a top dog. No pun intended.
You got to leave running room for Michael Vick. If Michael Vick doesn't have room when the play breaks down, we're not going anywhere.
And the running game was pretty successful against the Rams last week. You know, everyone on the offense got hurt, so they didn't have to worry about playing defense that much. But you know, Michael Vick has 98 rushing yards. LaShawn McCoy has 2 touchdowns. But that O-line looks a little shaky, bro.
I'm not going to lie, Josh. The O-line does look a little bit shaky, and that's why the second key of victory is for the Eagles to do the play-action pass. We got to get the running game going in this game, because if not, the Falcons are just going to bull rush Michael Vick. And when Vick gets bull rushed and this offensive line gets challenged, bad things start to happen. Third key to victory right now is the Eagles are going to have to do short routes. You can't try to beat this Falcons team deep. Yeah, you got Deshaun Jackson. Yeah, you got a lot of speed. But if you do short routes, the Falcons are going to have to stay home, and they're going to have to commit to Michael Vick and maybe the running attack.
The big key to this game for the Falcons, Roddy White's got to be a factor. He's got to show up in this game. He wasn't much of a factor against the Bears. He's got to be the it factor this game. Turner's got to get more carries. Matt Ryan's going to pick it up. He has his entire career. But with that all being said, it just has that storybook feel that Michael Vick's going to march into his old home, his old stadium, and come out with the W.
I got to agree with you on that one. So that's why I'm going to go with the Eagles over the Falcons.
And it makes me puke to say this. I mean, you know, obviously the Falcons desperate to not go 0-2, but I believe they're going to do so. I got the Philadelphia Eagles over the Falcons too. By the way, how do you think the fans are going to treat Vick?
You know, Michael Vick got a warm reception last time that he came there. He considers Atlanta his first home, even though he's in Philadelphia still, and where he got his start. And I think that he feels that he owes the fans something. So I think the fans are going to receive him well despite everything that has happened.
I think they're going to dog him.
For some of you older folks out there, you know that when little Timmy or little Johnny would go missing, they'd have his face on a milk carton.
And unless you had Lassie, you never really saw him again.
Well, there were some guys around the league that we were just wondering, where'd you go?
And when you don't show up, you go on the milk carton.
First player that didn't show up this week, and it's a big one, Chris Johnson.
25 rushing yards, 25 rushing yards. I don't want to hear the excuse that you weren't in shape. You were holding out. Oh, I'm training, I'm in shape, I deserve $40 million guaranteed. No, that might be the case, but at least be ready for week 1. At least show up. So for that, Chris Johnson, you get the carton.
Man, Josh, we have a lot of big-name players that we're wondering where they went, including another big name, Ocho Cinco.
Ocho Cinco just one measly catch out of that 622 yards of Patriot offense. Hey, you know what he should have tweeted? I suck tonight. Carton.
Do you know that when we're done with all of our games, and you're watching the Sunday video, there's only one game left?
The G-Men.
Ba-da-da-da!
Ba-da-da-da!
Da-da-da-da-da-da! Ba-da-ba-da! Da-da-da-da-da-da! You got your Giants
G-Men! Yeah.
going up against the St. Louis Rams.
The decimated St. Louis Rams. Steven Jackson out. Sam Bradford will play. He's got a little nerve damage in his hand. Giants D will be on top of that. As for the Giants, we came off a stinker of a game against the Deadskins, who I'll call the Redskins until we actually beat them again. No Tuck, no OC, no Steve Smith, no identity whatsoever. Now Akeem Nicks might be hurt. So we go out and sign Brandon Stokely, who might be 50 years old. But I'll tell you what, with all that aside about Stokely, all the old jokes, the ARP jokes, what have you, he's still their best option as a third wide receiver, as long as Darrell Jernigan and Victor Cruz are still on the team.
Nevertheless, the Giants are going up against, as you said, a decimated Rams team. You're welcome. And I don't see them losing this game.
You got the G-Men home Monday night. Stevie Spags coming back. He's going to be leaving disappointed because the G-Men have no choice. They can't go 0-2. Both these teams really can't go 0-2. They're both teams with playoff aspirations. But the thing the Giants got to do, the thing that killed me last Sunday, was the 3rd and short, Gilbride. You know, it might not hurt to give the ball to Brandon Jacobs. I mean, it's cool to give Bradshaw a 6-yard toss to the right or a 6-yard toss to the left when it's 1st or 2nd down. If it's 3rd and 1, you go to your bruiser, you go to your 3rd down and back. I'm sorry, that seems pretty simple to me. But Kevin Gilbride's not exactly a good offensive coordinator.
The way I see it, the Giants are going to have a balanced attack right now. You don't have a really great passing game, and you don't have a really great running game. But out of the two, the running game's the better. So, if you get Ahmad Bradshaw going, and he starts burning down the field, Stevie Spags is going to have no choice but to start blitzing. And when you blitz, boom, over the top.
Easy E time. Definitely last week, Bradshaw only had 44 rushing yards. Jacobs only had 26. That's got to get going. That's a big aspect of the game now. While Eli's trying to find, you know, a receiver that he's comfortable with, which might be even more difficult if Akeem Nicks sits this one out. He says he's going to play. Tuck says he's going to play. I hope the hell they do because we need him.
Nevertheless, I see the G-Men walking away with a victory on Monday Night Football.
G-Men over the Rams. Kyle Orton was an absolute train wreck against the Raiders Monday night. He looked worse than he did when he was chugging the Jack Daniels bottle a few years ago with the Bears. I mean, he was missing wide receivers all kinds of different ways.
Kyle, I'm open. Kyle. Guys, you're saying to yourself, I can't get enough of calling you out sports. What? The show's over with?
I want it. I need it. I gotta have more of it.
Well, there's a few ways that you can keep up with us.
How's that, Marty?
You can go to our Twitter page, which is CYOS Sports.
Boom.
And tweet us.
Tweet.
Then you could also subscribe. A little button right above here. It's a little yellow. Click on it. Don't worry. It won't bite you. And it'll let you know when we have our newest video out. Or there's one more way. And how is that, Josh?
You could follow us on Facebook. Like the page. CALLIN, no G, You Out Sports. Also, to all you musicians out there, Marty and I are looking for some new music.
Yeah, we're looking for some talent out there. So if you think you have what it takes to open up the intro of this show, send us some of your stuff. We'd be glad to have it.
So if you got a tune, guys, send it to us at CALLIN, YouOutSports@gmail.com. We will evaluate each song thoroughly and make the best tune win. So remember, like us on Facebook, subscribe to the channel,
Follow us on Twitter, and keep it real, keep it sexy, keep it cool.